Hola, buenos dias. Hello, good morning. This is a Monday morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Everybody had a great weekend. I know I did. It seems that our transmission lights are changing to the connected energy waving patterns going through the retro division. Retro is understanding its connection through errors and its connection through location centers through vortex division, which means that our body simulators through our body systems are going through changing patterns, which means that your body receptacle system is going to change its framing system. It's going to change its locations. So it's going to kind of feel weird. It's going to feel like you're vortexing here, vortexing there. I will do an illustration diagram to show you exactly what's going on with your vortex divisions and everything that's going on with your calculation modifications. Once you understand your locations and everything through calculation, the modifying of its pixel activation codes is going to change the frequency levels through the mind system. Very powerful stuff. So I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for subscribing and viewing everything continuous force and sharing and liking to my channel. It's very important that we keep high rise through community centers and open up everyday cycle divisions, understanding the love connections through its love circles, the love activations of its co-frequency level systems. So other than that, let's get started. So first off, understanding through upgrade systems, understand your transmission lights, understand your metamorphosing channel divisions, understanding your location centers, understanding your vortex divisions. Extremely important stuff. When you go to my PayPal account, what I'll do is I'll channel divisions through your vortex division. That will put your location centers in its balance, which means that your mind brain waving system will understand its locations. The thing is, too, it's understanding that your vibrations are trying to communicate with your body system or your body simulator. All depends. If you go through my PayPal account, you know exactly what you're doing through your protection device systems because your lights are changing. Everything through your activations are changing. The fifth dimension right now is in its fourth traction division, which means the major grids is changing coloration patterns. It's changing the galaxy system. It's changing everything through the solar systems. Vibrational panel divisions are changing everything through locations. So once we get into illumination lights, then we go into high transformation light system and high rise everything through our body system. Then I get our balance of our vortex divisions, and our vortex divisions will in so many location centers. So let's get started, shall we? Also, too, I'd like to bring everybody's attention is that my paraphrasing unit right now through God senses everything through God's creation of everything through vibrations. The God symbols everything through the mind system to the perceptions of its voicing grids, everything through its connection. I have God's heart, I have a God's soul, and I have a God's mind. Very powerful stuff. As long as you understand what's going on with communication levels, the illustration diagram problems will get a lot more harder, okay, because it's force wind and everything past, present, and future. So my force connections right now through vortex divisions are going to so many levels. So it's understanding how to vortex and stay in one dimension. Okay, that's what the PayPal does for you. It puts you in a location center, understanding a vibration system. The energy goes into you through your system, okay? That changes everything through the energy patterns. That puts you in that division through low, medium, or high, depending on your positive and negative feeds. So in traction division, it changes its direction. Very powerful stuff. So I use the green graphing cycle system through electronic interference system. All right, so basically this is you. Okay, the more you understand why, you go to my PayPal account, everything through transmission lights is changing faster and faster. Energy cycles through its kinetic energy force, changing your location systems. Okay, so basically start off with that, all right? That's you. And understanding vortex vision, you have to understand how fast you can go, okay? So it's understanding everything through its locations, okay? Because it's going through its paraphrasing unit, which is you. You're going through your scanning modes, okay? Scanning modes. Now, once you go through your scanning modes, you're going to understand how to vortex to higher divisions of balance, okay? So it's understanding that you can go from there, and then you can transfer over to here, okay? Change your optical unit center, your particle system, okay? So it's dots. It's dots going back into frame. Okay, so every time you travel, your pixel division changes location centers. And those pixels are going extremely real through your body system. So I'm using electronic interference. I'm just showing you what you go from one location to the next. Graphing cycle system through condition energy waving pattern systems. Okay, so you're going from here, okay, to here, all right? So you're changing locations. That's what that means. Okay, it's very important that you understand what's going on through your volumes when it comes to your vortex divisions. Okay, you're changing locations. Okay, now every time you change your location, you have to understand that you're paraphrasing unit. Okay, because like I said, it's in the retro simpatico. Simpatico is understanding illumination of lights, neons, anything through electronic device systems, everything through the neurites, neurolights, electrolytes, gamma lights, radioactive lights. All these are connected energy force. Okay, so I'm just showing you the pixels division, showing all the different coloration patterns, how you go through your pixels. Okay, that was showing you exactly what's happening with line signals, how they're extremely important because they go through the body simulator into the pixel activation through the conceptions, right? So that changes everything through the body system. Okay, so I'm just showing you how powerful your pixel activation code system is. It goes into your body. Okay, and once it goes into its body, it's trying to answer its patterns, trying to get its location centers put together through its voicing grids. Okay, so your pixel activations are changing colorations. Everything through your vortex division is changing everything. Okay, through your alignments. Okay, so add a little bit of orange here. I'm just showing you what your pixels are and what they're doing when you travel. But he has to understand that because it's changing your body conceptual systems, everything through the body framing systems. But you have to understand your location centers. Okay, if you don't understand your location centers, it's going to wind cycle your system, throw you to another calculation modification to another location of vortex division. So how to keep your balance with your vortex of changing locations of dimensional sets. Okay, I know it's extremely complicated stuff, but it's understanding what vortex, and this is what happens. Okay, you go through the changing locations of its modes. So you go from here to here, okay, back into pixel frame. And once you get back into pixel frame, you can change back into the same location, or you can go back over to here to another location. So you can wind cycling your systems through a lower vibration, but you're in space connection through the mind system. Okay. So your pixel activation is changing locations every single time through its centers. Okay, so the picture frame is understanding that it's answering in patterns back and forth. Okay, and it's wind forcing everything through calculation modification. All right, so that's what's happening so far, right? So go from here to here to here, and then back into here. Now, once you get back into here, you're now changing locations, but you're in that balance of its vibration. Okay, it's very powerful stuff. So once we get into the changing locations, we can understand our waving patterns. We can understand our alignment system. We can understand everything through location centers. Very, very powerful stuff. So we'll add a little bit of red here. Okay, red is very powerful. Everything through pixel activation is a healing center. You have to understand that. Okay, so it's all about changing perceptions. When you go for all different colorations of changing locations to its mode systems, then you go back into its framing system, electronic interference, and then you force one its connection. And add red here so you can get a better idea of what's going on with your pixel activation code systems. Okay, so it's understanding that panel divisions of the dimensional Earth is in its traction of its 4, right? Extremely powerful stuff. So when it goes in its high rise and low rise, anything through calculation modifications, it goes into its interforce connection back into the body simulator of the new chakra system. Okay. All right. So it goes from here to here, changes pixel activation, changing locations to the mode centers. Through everything through calculation modification, changes location down to a lower frequency level, back into the new tracker system. Okay, so it's understanding how to vortex in line division in seconds. That's why your body frames are going to feel kind of weird. You know, you're going to feel like you're out of shape, you're out of line. Okay, it's understanding how a body can be in line and then be out of line. So it's understanding you can go from here and vortex from here, and then you vortex from here, and vortex from here. You can zigzag, whatever, but you have to understand the mind conceptual system is changing locations, okay, through its operation program, through the matrix grids. Okay, that's how you formulate through the pixel activation code systems. These things are extremely powerful when you get into that, especially into the vortex divisions. So that's what it starts off with, right? It's extremely powerful stuff. That's how we get its continuous force through its balanced systems. Okay. So other than that, once we get its location of its balance, we can high-rise the pixel activation code systems to the body simulator. And the body simulator will change not its location, but it will change its framing system through its mind system. And then we can high altitude everything through calculation, modification, energy, mass, and calibration when it comes into the interforce connections of relationship partnership with the weather atmosphere systems. Okay? Very powerful stuff that's going on right now. So when you're going through the vortex, like we use electronic interference, love using this. So it's kind of say, okay, so your body system, okay, pixel activation. Okay, so now it's going into its vortex division, like this. Okay, so you have to understand the sounding waves of its dimension. Very powerful stuff. So your pixel activations just go into the circle of its center as you're going into that dimension. Now I'm showing you what happens when you go through your pixels. Okay, I'm just showing you how you go through a diamond core system where everything zigzag through perceptions. Okay. So it splits, divides everything through location centers. Okay, it's pretty powerful stuff because what happens is the pixels goes into the dimension like this. Okay, so this is your body framing system. Okay, it's flying right now into this dimensional set. That's the vortex division. Okay, once it goes into its vortex division, it changes its coloration depending on where you are through your balance of your perception. So let's get into the interforce connection of blue, right? So that's going to set its division, and that's going to change its location. Okay, you get into the blue surfing the center of its system. Okay, it just goes round and round and round and round. So it's really, really trying to understand the voicing patterns of your dimensional sets when you get into vortex division. Okay, that's what it looks like. All right. So your vortex division is changing everything to locations. Okay, so let's go into the pink. Your pixel activations are changing, everything through locations is changing. Okay. Try to do a body framing system here with pixel activation code systems here. I'll show you what goes on with your body, so you get a better understanding. Very powerful stuff when you interforce connections through space relation. Okay, so your pixels are high winning its forces, and it's trying to understand the answering patterns of its mind system as it's going into this dimension. Okay, like this. All right, so that's basically you vortexing through higher accumulation through vortex. Okay, vortex is very extremely powerful. So when you understand how to use your pixel activations through your location centers, through your mind system, through the mind capacitor of its, it could be the mining framing system, it could be the ecosystem, it could be the body simulator. It doesn't matter. You have to understand changing locations of pixel activations when it comes to vortex division. Okay, because if you don't understand your body framing system, everything through the scanning system is going to change locations to a pixel activation of another star energy light system. So very, very important. So when you come out of its system, okay, you can go into another dimension. All right. So I win your cycles through your transmission lights. Okay. Very powerful stuff. So what happens is when you're going into that dimension, it sets up another dimension on this side here. You're coming out like this. It's complicated stuff, but that's the beautiful thing, right? So when you come out, you're a totally different color of an activation code system. So you went from green to red. And the reason you go to red is because now you're high altitude and everything through higher planet systems. So you got a higher location through balance of vibration. Your mind capacitor system is understanding more of its knowledge of its intelligence. Okay, so that's what happens when you come out of its dimension. Okay, you go from here through the pixel activation, channeling its divisions, go into the dimensional of its vortex division. You're coming out to its location of its balance, changing the coloration patterns to a higher self connection, through pix activation codes, and you're changing its modes through its meteorological system, which is its planet systems. Okay. So just showing you how powerful it is when you go through vortex. You just have to be cautious on your wind force factoring divisions, because your mind system is trying to understand its location centers. Okay, so when the mind is out, okay, it's going to balance around. So it's like the higher self trying to get used to the atmosphere for the first time, trying to smell it, trying to sound it, trying to everything through its dimensional of its sightings, trying to figure out where's this, where's that. That's what it is. So you're going to find that your mind is going to be vortexing more in space continuum and time continuum. It's going to try to channel divisions through space, and it's going to try to channel divisions through time frequency levels of time code systems. Okay, extremely, extremely powerful stuff. Once you get into the interforce connection, we call it interdimension, okay, or interdimensional. That's understanding that you're going in its water's continuum, okay? So it's very powerful stuff. You can close your eyes and keep your eyes open, but you look under the water, you change the frequency levels of its vibrational centers, that changes its location to balanced systems. So you can vortex underwater. You can vortex anywhere. So it's understanding how to keep your balance through your mind system. Because if your mind system vortexes through another division and you don't know how to get back into your body system or your body ego system or your body simulator, that's going to change the weather patterns through its vibration panel divisions. And we don't want to do that. We want to get back into our body system, to our body ego or ecosystem, or we want to get back into the body simulator. Because once we get that, then we can understand its balanced frequency levels of weather patterns. Then we get in the stratosphere, fully and completely through pix activations. Then we can call ourselves a body simulator to a simulation to a singularity line system. Okay. So I mentioned too that we're going to talk about a lot about not just point division, but dimensional sets. We've got into the shapes, letters, and numbers through its activation of the vibrations, how it goes into movements, and you move everything around through its condensers and its motion sensors and everything through light communication. The more you high rise through your division through vortex division, you get more sensitive through vibration, especially when you're going around community. So if you're communicating with somebody, this is extremely powerful stuff, right? We'll get into line division first through the energy path, teleportation or vortex division. That's understanding the singular line system. So this is you again. And let's say you're communicating with somebody, you know, you're saying something about how you doing, how's it going, you know, you're connecting. All right, so that's you. You're starting off with that communication waves. Okay, so your sound barriers are going like this, okay, and you're communicating with somebody else. Now, you're gonna find real strange is that your body system of your mind system is on a clocking mechanism through time frequency level systems. So you're going in a dimension you won't even know it. That's where you're going to feel kind of wavy and you're going to feel like, whoa, what's going on, right? So your mind system wants to change another location of the communication of its human vessel. Okay, so if it wants to change, it can go up to its fraction division and high force its connection, come up here, okay? Because the mind system has to communicate in all levels of space, okay? It has to. It's very important because it's communicating in all atmospheres of weather through the stratosphere systems. So understanding that you can change locations in seconds. Okay, so you're communicating through the waving cycles, okay, through a communication of a radioactive signal or a gamma ray system. You go from here to here, okay? Your wind force, okay, extremely fast, like that, okay? So you go up here, all right? And then you change your division, okay? You go over here. But you're still communicating. Okay, that's the beautiful thing. You're still communicating. I'm using green because it's electronic interference. So you have to use that projection energy force field system. Okay, so you're still communicating, right? But you're understanding that your mind system is trying to get used to its atmosphere system through all location centers of communication systems. Okay, so you go from here, okay, to here, and then back into frame. Okay. So you go up, down, and then you go back into your body simulator, okay? It's a triangular base, a pyramid system, but it's interesting. You go from here to here to here to here. and you're still communicating, okay, with the human vessel. Now, the human vessel doesn't understand what you're doing, okay? It just understands, it'll say, are you okay? And I say, yeah, I just went through 3 different dimensions in seconds, right? So you can go per second, so you can understand. Remember I was saying that 3, 6, and 9? Well, that's what it is. So you're taught visualizing everything through connection, through multi interdimension, right? It's like your underwater containment systems. So you got the 3, you got the 6, and you got the 9, okay? I'll color that in red so you can actually see it, right? So it's understanding that you're getting communications with the mind and its location of its mind system, okay? So you're paraphrasing unit, okay, went in 3, 6, and 9, okay? 3, 6, and 9, and back into its framing system, okay? So that pyramid system becomes extremely real, okay? And so the more you force your connections through your balance of its framing system, you can change your pixel activation code systems, interforce connections through inter of its dimension, and high force your connection to higher illumination light systems, and get into a framing system of a new body system through the new body simulator system, change the coloration patterns, okay? All right, and fly out in its altitude of its weather or stratosphere systems, okay? But you're still communicating with the human vessel. This is understanding locations of the mind system, how powerful it is when you come out of its operation program system, okay? So just want to bring that to everybody's attention. So it's extremely important that you guys go to my PayPal account, because if you're not communicating with your vibrational panels of your vortex divisions, your mind system is going to come out of its conceptual unit system. It's going to transfer the light systems, and it's going to communicate with all space and time continuum, okay? Force recognize everything through modification, calculation, energy mass, and calibration. Those are extremely important every single day when you wake up, okay? Because you're going to interforce everything through relationship and partnership. So it's understanding how to get partnership with your mind, how to get partnership with your heart, how to get partnership with your soul, how to get partnership with the vibrations through your panel divisions, and how to get partnership with your pixel activation code systems, okay? You have to understand how to use these things. It's extremely, extremely important, especially when you're going through vortex. Anything through time jump, okay? Because it's going through different portal activations. It's going through different colorations, and it's going through so many communication levels, okay, harmonic systems, okay, because those location centers are going to get stronger and stronger. When your mind gets smarter and smarter, when the brain gets smarter and smaller, once you're in the spiritual realm, you have the mind, the brain, and the whole complete sourcing system of the whole body system, which is a high illumination light system. That mechanism has to travel every single day through force of recognitions when it comes to communication levels of interforce connections. It's an extremely complicated video, but it has to. Okay, so you have to understand your location through your vortex divisions, okay? Because everything through its neo lights, the simpatico. Okay, I use simpatico because it's neon, anything through illumination lights. So it's understanding, the thing is, when you're communicating with that human vessel through your human mind and the human brain system, it's not going to understand everything through its locations, because it just said, wow, what happened to you? I just traveled in 3, 6, and 9 in 3.3 seconds. Okay, and then I allocated a different location through pixel activations, changed my body simulator to its provisions, activating centers, to its location centers, to its balance of its frequency system. Now I communicate with all vibration systems of all coloration through the matrix grid systems. All right. So, you know, it's very important to understand what's going on, okay, with the mind, because the mind has to travel every single day, and it has to wind-force its connections. It has to know where it's going through its acting cycles, right? Because the mind is extremely powerful. It's the most powerful entity force system in your interdimension, your interconnection through relationship partnership with all vibration panel systems. Okay, so let's get into line communication. Now, line communication, I'm going to change it into 6 waving cycles. So we got the red, we got the green, we got the blue. Now, once we get into location centers, you're going to understand the singular line system, how powerful it is. Okay, so we got the pink. right? Now the pink looks like blue. You have to understand your energy too is extremely powerful through its connection. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's go with orange. All right. So you got 6 atmosphere systems right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 paraphrasings of coloration patterns of line communication and cellular line systems. Now, it's understanding the energy path, how you can change these line communications and vortex through divisions through its atom system. So this is understanding how you change your body system through vortex division. So it's understanding that green line center, okay? That green line center can have a red atom, okay? This pink, which is now purple, okay, because the energy cycles change through the vibration of its psychrometric system. The geometry system of line communication is very important, okay? That's where you get into the shapes, letters, and numbers, okay? So get into shapes, letters, and numbers. Okay, so you have to understand really what's going on with the simulations. Okay, so we'll start off with that. Shapes, letters, and numbers. Okay? Now, once you get into the simulation, you're going to understand your more communication through the mind, because the mind is everything through the operation, and the operation is everything through line communication, cellular line system. So each line is an energy of intelligence. So it's understanding that grain cycling system of line communication can change its atom system from green to red. The pink can change it from purple, blue, okay, or even black. You can have a high coloration light system through illumination of a black surfacing center if you want, okay? You just have to understand how to change the location system. You can't keep it black in space because black and black doesn't illuminate. It has to be black and white. So it's understanding that the mind system has to understand its communication through its interforce connection when it gets into relation and partnership with this vibrational system, okay? So pertaining to the green, the atom system, okay? Remember telling you about the speed force, 3-speed connection. So the atom system is going to jump. So this has got 3 atoms in a line communication line signal, okay? All right? It's got 3 atoms. Now, it's understanding its communication of shapes, letters, numbers, how it changes its location centers. This is extremely complicated stuff. But the atom system high rises, okay? Like this. Okay, so now it's communicating, right? So basically it wants to go off, okay, into the shapes. All right, so it's understanding how to communicate with line communication of 3-point division of atom systems into shapes, okay? Now, once you get into the paraphrasing unit of line communication of pink, right, you can change the pink to green. Okay, green, let's say just 2. So the communication lines of an atom system is different, okay, than the communications of its atom system, the green line system. So we start off with like that, right? Now, understanding the line communications through simulation, it wants to communicate with its letter. All right, so once it communicates with the letter, we're going to interforce its connection. We're going to change the atom system into blue, okay? You have to change the atom system first before you communicate with its levels. You can't change it out of a green cycling system through line communication of a pink line or a purple line, okay? You have to change its location right away. Okay, so it goes into blue, and now it's into the letters, right? Okay, so we got the blue cycling system through its inner force system, which is gone to communication level systems. So we can use the blue cycling system. Okay, so this is understanding that I'm using my mind system through another atom system, but it's on it's a higher illumination light of a blue. Okay, so we're gonna have 4. So we have 4 atom systems through line communication, and it wants to communicate with numbers. Okay, see how each one is different. One wants to communicate with shapes, one wants to communicate with letters, and the blue line system through singular line system, through its illumination of its 4 atom system, wants to communicate with its numbers. Okay, so that's how we start off, right? All right, so once it wants to communicate, understanding your atom system is extremely powerful stuff. Once we get into all locations, we have the green, we have the red, and we have the orange, okay? Now they can downshift and communicate in all levels through interforce connections when it comes to the atom system through the blue line system of communications of its pink line system through its blue of its surfacing system, its letter system to its shape letter number system to the green line system of its red graphing of its atom system. Complicated stuff, guys. It really is. But I'm just showing you how you have to force your connections and how you get balance through your vortex division. Okay? So, once you have a lot of strength or through communication levels of shapes, letters, and numbers, now the green cycling system, okay, is on its red. So, we're going to use that. So, let's say it's a shape. So, it could be square, okay? And then you have, it's understanding how the mind changes exactly so fast and then wants to color it in. Okay? So it wants to know how to communicate, right, with its box. Okay, of its shape. Okay, so you got an open circle of a shape of a square reference system, and you got a coloration of a pattern of a box system. Okay, see how those are two different? Okay, it's like black and white, but it's red. So it's understanding that the atom system is communicating with the green line system still, right? Because everything has to be connected through line communication first. That's how we get into the shapes, letters, numbers to the simulation. So the atom system goes on its rotation, goes back into its center, like this. Okay? So the box framing system is now communicating with the open frequency, okay, of its levels of its continuous force, right? Now, once I understand its communication, it can color in. Okay. So that's full communication right there of balance through two box systems of atom systems. Okay. That's how you get communication through shapes. The line communication of a green line system of three paraphrasing of atom systems. Okay. Now, if you want to get into the letters, okay, so you got the pink going into purple through the green force connection of letters. All right. So everything is communication, like I said. So we have the blue letter. Okay, let's say A. I like A. Okay, so it's A. So blue is connecting right now through its center, which is atom system. Okay, that's how it communicates, right? That's the A, right? Now, the other atom, okay, wants to communicate with the A, but it wants to change its division. That's what I mean by vortex. So it's understanding how to change location. So you want the A to change the atom system. So the atom system has to bounce off, time leap, time jump, force connect through vortex. Okay, vortex. So basically, what I showed you with the body simulator through the body system and everything, the body ecosystem is showing you exactly what you do the same thing, communication levels of shapes, letters, and numbers, and how you formulate through an atom system, and how you change fraction divisions of different direction, location, center systems. Okay, so the vortex A is going to change its location, okay, and it's going to go down like that. Okay, so it went from here to here through the vortex division of different locations through the letter system. Okay, so it's understanding the atom is changing, right? Its direction. It's all about understanding how to communicate with an atom. So it's understanding how to communicate with humans is the same thing as how to communicate with an atom. That's how you get into shapes, letters, and numbers through the simulation. So now, when we get into numbers, it's a little bit complicated because now we're getting into the alignments of the magic grids. Magic grids is extremely powerful stuff. So we got the line framing system, blue graphing system of 4 divisional levels of points, okay, through the atom system. Now that number system, let's say it's 7. 7's my lucky number. I like to use 7. Hello, how's it going? Welcome to my channel. It's an extremely powerful message right here. Anything you don't know, you can just keep watching. Glad to see you. I'll just keep going. Any questions or comment you can ask me after, okay? But it's great to see you. All right, so we get into number 7, all right? So understanding the atom through its 7, because 7 is communication through 1 and 10, right? 7, 8, 9, 10 is 3, right? 7 to 10. All right, so it's understanding what are the numbers and locations through communication levels of 1 to 10. So we get 7, all right? 7's my lucky number. Everybody has a different number. So once we understand that, the atom system understands its center core system. Okay, Now let's say the number wants to change its fraction division through another direction of a coloration pattern through the matrix grids. So it wants to keep the 7, but it wants to change it to an orange. Okay, so to do that, the atom system has to change, okay, before it can communicate to the same letter or same number or same shape. But as the numbers come in, we use the 7 as an atom system changes its location, okay, because everything starts with the center, right? Now the 7 is now orange, okay? That's understanding how to change pattern divisions, okay, from blue to orange, all done by an atom through shapes, letters, and numbers, okay? It's complicated stuff. You know, sometimes it's complicated to talk to human vibrations through different center divisions. Very powerful stuff. But these markers are showing you different coloration patterns and how you communicate through pixel activation through your body system, body ecosystem, and body simulator. Okay? So once you get into shapes, letters, and numbers through the simulation, you're going to understand how to interforce everything through line communication about coloration of line systems through the singularity of its intelligence, vibration, energy systems. Okay? So one is left, which is the green line system. Now that green line system can communicate with the 7, which is fascinating stuff. Now this is how we get into DNA structures, how we get into symbols, how we get into weather patterns, how we get into electronic interference. So it's overlapping system. Okay, remember I was telling you about the wavy lines and all that? Force recognition systems, the matrix grid systems. This is extremely complicated stuff, okay? But just understanding that you're going from 4-line systems, communication waving patterns, electronic interference, which is weather patterns, which is connected through its gamma ray systems. Okay. Now you got an L system to an L system to another L system. So these are 3 vortex division line communications. Okay. Now understanding the atom system is at the end like this. So we start off like that. Okay. This is understanding what is this represent? What is these? These are communication. Everything that you see here is communication through shapes, letters, and numbers. It's just how to form it into DNA structures, okay? How the atom system changes coloration patterns through its pixel activation codes, through its weather, its electronic interference, okay? So basically, let's go with the question mark because we already know what that is. It's an activation center, but where's it coming from through its code frequency level systems? Okay, so the question, then we go into the circle. Now that circle is not a circle, okay? It's either an activation code system through a correlation system through a planet system, okay, or it's just a planet through a vibration system, okay? And let's say we have the number 6. Okay, 6 is a communication line. Now it's understanding where the 6 is through its atmosphere systems, okay, because there's so many frequency levels when it comes to the multi-connection, interdimension, the water's containment, anything through ground formation, anything through the astral planes, anything through nature's core, anything through your connection to body simulator system, okay? So it's understanding how to communicate with line communication, a green line system of the waving cycles, okay? Line communications of vortex divisions, the 3-line divisions of L's, activation of code frequency systems, planet activation code systems, or just a planet through vibration, okay? And communications of levels of 6, okay? So that's understanding what's in the simulation, how we communicate, right, through an atom system of all locations of weather patterns to electronic interference through a body simulator of its mind system. All right. It's really complicated stuff, eh? I can't say this is class 1-on-1 because it's extremely complicated to the mind. The mind is extremely complicated and it's so complex, but there's so much perfection. That's the beautiful thing, because it communicates on all levels of interforce connection when it comes to space and time. So it's really trying to understand perfection through shapes, letters, and numbers, and how you are allocated through all locations of understanding what's going on with vibrations through its center division. So how's it going, Miss Alec Trek? I've been watching your other videos. Oh, great. So you keep in formations and all that. Yeah, that's good. Are you understanding provisions? Are you understanding vortex division? Yeah, it's electric, eh? It's very powerful stuff. It's activating on so many communication levels when it comes to interforce connections through interdimensions. So, because everything through the mind is its connection when it comes to anything through calculation, modification, energy, mass, and calibration. Okay, because you understand that your body is not just electric. It's a waving cycle through electronic devices that are connected through all ground formations, atmospheres, astral planes, wall graphing cycles, wall panels, mirror panels, walls of its interforce connection through gravitation systems. There's so many things in the mind, it will just blow you away when it comes to the astral planes and everything through space-time and its continuous force of its time frequency level systems. This is intelligence through line communication of simulation line systems. So yeah, anything you need to know, anything you want to know, Miss Electric, is it's just to go through my PayPal account. I can high-rise your divisions, vortex divisions, uprise your body simulator. I know exactly what has to be done through your body. It's understanding full communications of DNA structures. If you need any help to get into your body simulator. But that's great that you're watching my videos. I really appreciate that. Feel free to ask questions, comments, anything that you have concerned about what's going on. Pertaining to anything, really, because our body systems are extremely important through our body ecosystems, anything through our health systems, anything that's going on through apex activations, coloration patterns, anything through our mind is operation program systems. The more we understand that, the more we understand that the singularity line system is now merging. Okay, so we're into correlation right now, into merging, because once that matrix of its dimensional Earth goes 4 cycles of its continuous force through its line system, it's going to get into its 5D through vibration, through its panel of its mind system. So all humanity's system has to be in this 5D of its provisions through its activation centers. That way our gravity systems can understand high illumination lights through our mind capacitor, our knowledge, and our intelligence vibration systems. So yeah, that's great. I've healed them so many souls through my PayPal, and everybody's exceptionally happy. It's just knowing how to communicate on all levels through interforce connection when it comes to relationship and partnership, not just with your body simulator, but communications with yourself through vibration, because everything has emotion. Okay? Yeah, it's extremely powerful stuff. It really is. But it's great that you came by. I like new faces because new faces shows a lot of gratitude, put smiles on people's faces. High energize their energy systems, knowing how powerful things are, knowing that your mind system can go from one location to the next, but it has to understand its balance. That's how you communicate on all levels. So my energy system is everywhere and every second through space and time. So you become the center of everything when you get into the 5D. Once you get into the 5D, like I said, your vibrations change through its balance. Your dream frequency systems are extremely real through your ascension. And that ascension changes everything through its fraction division, because all those location centers becomes balanced through its vortex of its time leap, time jump, anything through acceleration speed. Okay? That's why it's extremely powerful. So it's all about understanding line communication. Line communication. That's number one. When you get into line communication, okay, everything is an uprise through its atom system. Then you get into the simuli. Okay, simuli into line communication, right? Now they interforce everything through connections, through space and time. Okay, space and time, line communications. You have to understand everything through an atom system, because the atom system is everything in the center. This is you in the center. Okay, right? Now the mind system could be anywhere. I'll put the mind in the center. The mind systems. okay, through the hydraulics. Circuitry levels, that's your mind system. Now the mind system is understanding line communication through space and time of the stimuli. Once you get into the stimuli, then you got to understand communications through interforce connections. Remember, it's a pyramid, right? Always have point division through dimensional sets when you get into code frequencies, anything through God frequencies. So understanding your communication line, all right, through space and time of the stimuli is understanding line framing systems through body systems of mind graphing energy analytical graphing system, which is a web graphing system. Now, once you understand that, you get into the weather. Okay. Let's just call it the weather systems because it goes on with so many electronic interference when you get into the biodome, because you start off with the atmosphere, then hemisphere, and then stratosphere. But there are so many atmospheres that you have to communicate through space and time through the stimuli of its mind communication. Once you get into simulation, okay, through all communications with its mind system, then you understand the balanced frequency levels of space and time through its continuous force. All right. So you get into the weather systems, okay, right, through the alignments. Okay, alignments are very important because that uprises everything through communications, okay, through stimuli, all right? Now, once you interforce connections, right, that's where you get into this weather patterns. So basically, this is turned into a diamond core, okay, point division, right? Right? Pyramid system in the diamond core through mind system, all communication, line communication, space and time through the stimuli, but it's weather patterns to its alignment systems. Now, once you get in alignment systems, that line system becomes its own communications through its interforce where it comes into symbols, right? And that's how you get into its traction division, okay? Of line communications, of the waving cycles of lines. You can set its divisions through 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Let's say you got 5 wavy lines. You got 2 circles overlapping, 3 circles overlapping, okay, through a line center, okay. Then you got a 45-degree angle of the line system, 3 levels of its continuous force, cross reference, okay. So this is all connected through string theory, okay. Now you got interforce connection through planets and vibration systems, okay. So you have a planet system here, okay. You got a vector unit system through traveling systems through a diamond core. Okay, so it's an overlapping circle of a cycle system through a paraphrasing unit. Okay, that's what it is right here. So it's understanding stimuli through space and time, communication, line communication, the mind systems, through weather patterns of alignment systems. Paraphrases everything through your diamond core through its connections. Okay. So it's complicated. It's extremely complicated, but complicated's good. You know why complicated's good? Because the mind does everything, you know? The brain sets its division, right? You need it. It's very important. But when it comes out of the mind, when it comes out of its brain, when it comes out of its operation of its space and time, it changes all communication to line frequency levels of singularity to line systems to communications of hologram systems. Once we get into the hologram system, our locations of all balance systems through our framing systems, we'll be able to telekinesis ourselves through balance, mind telepathy through balance, activate pixel activations through health systems of balance. Your body system will be on balance through its body simulator, through its weather of its activation of its vibration systems. Okay, your location center through your audio signals will be in balance. It's all about getting balance. Okay, balance is number one with everything. So this is an extremely complicated video. It really is. But it's great to see, you know, people resonating on my channel and watching my videos and trying to understand what's going on through the mind and what the mind is and what it does and how powerful things are. If you know how to communicate with your brain, we've already been through this. I've done that through its backphrasing videos, through its reviews. You should be able to know how to communicate with the mind out of its operation program through its dimensional. So it's understanding how to communicate with the mind when you're dreaming, How do you do that? Nobody knows how to do that, because when you sleep, you don't know what's going on. But you have to understand that it's extremely real, okay? You're asleep, but your mind is open. So you're communicating in space and time through frequency levels of all communication of line and singularity, and everything through communication of hologram systems. Because everything in space is all communication through shapes, letters, and numbers. Okay? So it's really, really trying to understand your dream set sequencing systems. When it comes out of its box framing system, now I say box, okay, because you are everything in the center. Let's just say the mind is a box. So it's an hydraulic system through point divisions. Once you put those point divisions together through balance, you understand communication through vibration, okay? That's what we want to get. That's where we want to go with ourselves, right? So that's an interesting name there. Electric. Never heard it. Never seen that before. Your solar divisions through your solar text divisions is extremely powerful stuff. Your analytical mind is on its graphing system. You're on a balanced frequency level systems. Your pixel activations have to be high rise. Your coloration patterns have to change. Your rotation centers have to be on its location system. Your eye receptors are on different side locations. So your space connection is high rising through its division, but your illumination light could be higher. I'm just showing you what you have to do through your healing, right? It's very powerful stuff when I see people, because all I have to see, I don't even have to see your name. I just have to see what's going on through solar text, because the mind through its energy system knows exactly what's going on through its transformation lights, because it's its third eye. Third eye is the communication to everything when it comes to space and time. See? So I modified and calculated energy mass and calibration right through your brainwaving mind system, Miss Electric. Powerful stuff. But that's what you need through your healing, okay? Once you understand how to communicate with line balance of line communication when it comes to singularity and anything through lights, okay, the hydraulic system will high rise through anything through its mind. Okay, that's where we get into mind telepathy and telekinesis. One thing I want to bring to everybody's attention too is that the mind is extremely powerful, and it's the most powerful thing in the entity force system when it comes to space and time. Now people are saying, in retrospect, when it comes to reality system, because it's a gravitational pull through its dimensional sets, it's extremely hard to heal things through a mind if you don't understand its mind. You have to understand the mind fully and completely and go beyond its mind. Once you go beyond its mind through its vibration, all communication levels bring its balance through its vibration. That's where you get into everything through its connection. Because telekinesis is very real through the active edge of the mind. You can change anything through a body system, through a body simulator, if you know how to change the activation of teenage structures. Okay? So it's very powerful stuff how you can take interdimension stuff and put it into another location of a dimensional set and communicate it through its mind system. Okay? Because that's vortexing everything through its division. Then it gets into its balance of its location centers. So it's a true understanding of what mind telepathy is and telekinesis, ESP, clairvoyance, clairsensing, anything through the mind is extremely powerful. So, but again, thanks, Miss Electric, for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Please feel free to, talk to the community and any of your loved ones and friends, anybody that's interested in watching my videos. That'd be informative to give them information back. I think the love cycles, the more we high rise through divisions, through electronic interference, through communications, I think everybody will get better understanding that the singularity is coming in through the merging, through its identity force of its human vibration systems into the 5D. Oh, you're extremely welcome. Extremely, extremely welcome. So I'm going to let you go. Like I say, you have any questions or comments, I'm here to inform you and let you know. Everybody's loved beyond measure. Just remember that. Just remember yourself, who you are, where you came from, why you're here, what we're doing, what's going to happen next. That's why I keep doing my videos, to show you exactly what's going on through the past, present, and future. So this is Andrew Weston, High Horizons Division through Vortex Division of Singularly Aligned Systems of Shapes, Letters, and Numbers. Calling out. Adios.